Hi guys, Haito here, and today we're doing another part to What If Goku was in Naruto. So basically this is the last part before the actual story of Naruto begins, so don't worry. Anyways, let's begin. Chapter 4, Uchiha vs Saiyan. During the final year in the academy for Goku's class, a kick slammed into Goku's face. It sent him back a couple of meters. Goku slammed his foot into the boy in front of him, Sasuke Uchiha. Goku was having a time of his life. A fireball was sent his way. Goku couldn't dodge this. He felt the burning sensation across his skin. It stung, but due to his thick skin gifted by his Saiyan genetics, it didn't cause serious damage. It almost sent him out of bounds, though. Goku jumped over the next one. He saw Sasuke, who was in shock. His fist violently slammed into Sasuke's face, and due to this, Sasuke's face slammed into the ground. Sasuke proceeded to kick Goku in the face, which sent the Saiyan back a bit, but Goku was able to rush Sasuke before Sasuke had fully recovered from Goku's punch. Goku hit him with the hardest kick possible, sending the Uchiha out of bounds. Both were bleeding from the head, and in Goku's case, had burn marks, and for Sasuke's case, many more bruises. Goku laughed as he passed out, and Sasuke groaned as he passed out as well. Behind the two, Naruto was sent headfirst into a tree by Rock Lee. Naruto instantly passed out, but Lee had sustained minor damage, but had also produced a sweat. He looked around. Not again, he shouted. He wanted to slam his head into the ground again. He had to carry them back to his house until they had woke up. A month earlier, Goku had challenged the Uchiha to fight, which the Uchiha mocked him for, but through Goku's pestering, he had agreed to do so. The Saiyan was able to beat the Uchiha after a grueling battle filled with lots and lots of fire. The Uchiha from that moment had wanted to beat the Saiyan, and Goku was eager to rematch him. They had turned this into a weekly event on the days he wasn't training with my guy. He and Sasuke were on a similar footing, and the two were growing at a similar rate. Sasuke was even learning a second fire style jutsu, and Goku was considering a jutsu himself. This week, my guy was out on a mission. The training had consisted of continuous sparring tournaments, which usually ended in a draw, and practicing skills such as for the pupils of my guy was the primary lotus, and for Sasuke the phoenix flower jutsu. Goku nowadays didn't train with my guy as much due to him gaining a Geni team, which coincidentally contained Lee. Goku would either train with Guy on his team's break days or for an hour with the team, which he tended not to enjoy as he believed Neji was commonly a snobby jerk. An hour later, after they had received a rant from Lee about how unyouthful forcing him to carry all of them back to his own apartment multiple times, Goku, Naruto, and Sasuke were walking home. "See ya," Goku and Naruto said as Naruto walked into his empty house. Sasuke and Goku began to also walk home. "Hey Sasuke, how do you use the fireball jutsu?" Goku asked. "Like how you do any other jutsu?" Sasuke responded, hoping for a silent walk back that reality wasn't willing to give him. "Okay then, how do you use jutsu?" Goku asked back, not understanding. Sasuke sighed, ready for a short explanation that he was preparing, which he knew would turn out to be stupidly long. I make a variety of hand signs whilst channeling my chakra into them. During this process, my chakra turns to fire. Sasuke tried to conclude. "Wait, how do I do that?" Goku asked, still quite confused. "Idiot, you should have learned that in the academy. There are multiple chakra natures, so you most likely won't be able to do what I can do." Goku's face contorted in Goku's face contorted into a frown. Sasuke, seeing this, continued, "But you'll be able to use at least one of the basic chakra natures. All you need to know is a piece of chakra paper." Goku smiled with the brightness of 1,000 suns combined. "Can we go get one then?" Goku almost shouted. Sasuke found it hard to say no when Goku was this happy. Sasuke wouldn't know what happiness was as it hit him over the head. But this felt like getting hit on the head by 1,000 buses of excitement. But his bruises and lack of sleep said otherwise. No. Sasuke quickly responded, hoping against all reason that Goku would do it himself. But could that idiot even do it himself? Goku used the puppy dice technique. At this point, Sasuke thought it was a genjutsu within itself, but his pride demanded he stay silent and keep walking, as his home was only a few meters away. Goku grabbed his arm. "Please, I'm begging you. Come, Sasuke, for once. Be nice." Goku had his head tilted down, hoping to make Sasuke see how desperate he was. "Decimate Ichibis," Sasuke shouted at the saying. It annoyed him that Goku had even got that much out of him, but if his ... at least what he was forced to call his rival got stronger, it would also force him to get stronger in order to kill him. Goku, seeing how close they were to Sasuke's house, gave up trying to convince the Uchiha. "Thanks," Goku shouted, as a thick wave of dust waved into Sasuke's face. He coughed as he entered his empty house. Goku bushed into the shop Sasuke had said after running through the streets of Konoha as to find its location for 10 minutes. He looked around the ginormous shop. Where to begin? The shop's greeting attendant was meant to ask him if he needed help, but distinctively didn't. Goku simply ran around the shop until he found the item. One time he had almost picked up a normal piece of paper before reading the sign. Eventually finding it, he used his lack of knowledge of currency to pay for it, even though he did struggle with this task. His excitement almost leaked out of him, as if he was a bottle of water filled to the very top. He couldn't wait. He channeled his chakra into the paper. It instantly turned to dirt and crumbled. Goku looked in awe, but he didn't know what it meant. He would have to ask Sasuke tomorrow. Okay, and that's it for part 3 of Why If Goku Was in Naruto. I actually really do hope you enjoyed this one. This is the last part of Before Academy. Well, during Academy at least, as these few chapters have been taking place roughly in corresponding places during Naruto's Academy years. I'm really hoping to lay out the emotional connections and then develop them through the story. Originally, I considered to extend this part as to, well, basically, I want to extend this part so then I could make sure all the emotional bonds were established, have some developments, but I thought it'd be better if it took place during the main story. Also, I really want to give more characters that don't get any shine a bit more shine than usual, because it's really annoying that a lot of the good characters later on don't get any shine. That's why I'm trying to establish emotional bonds like Lee and Goku for them to be relevant later on in the plot. Also, next part, gaming teams are going to be announced. Will there be any changes? Will it stay the same? Will Goku be on his own team? Will he be with Sasuke? Will he be with Naruto? You'll see the answer to that question a bit later on. But yeah, I don't really have much to say about anything else, to be honest. With that, I take my bow and leave. Bye.